The rising tension at Chancellor Industries, Claire Newman's ascendancy and Nikki's struggles in the ever-evolving world of the young and the restless. Few family dynamics are as complicated and intriguing as that of the Newman family. From the towering legacy of Victor Newman to the quieter yet no less impactful role of Nikki, the family has been at the heart of many explosive developments. But perhaps none are as captivating at this moment than the rise of Claire Newman at Chancellor Industries and Nikki's increasingly strained role as both a matriarch and a leader. As Claire's presence becomes more dominant, Nikki's position at the helm of Chancellor seems ever more tenuous, and the cracks in her leadership are becoming hard to ignore. The unlikely CEO. Claire Newman's ambition. Claire Newman's trajectory at Chancellor Industries has been a revelation to fans and characters alike. Initially thrust into the corporate world as an assistant at Newman Media, Claire has demonstrated an ambition and cunning that is quickly transforming her into one of the most formidable figures in Genoa City. For a while, she worked as Nikki's assistant at Newman Media, where her role was secondary to Nikki's command. However, beneath the surface, Claire was always pushing for more. Her relentless drive and resourcefulness gradually caught the eye of the right people, and it wasn't long before she found herself in the CEO's office of Chancellor Industries. For many fans of YNR, this is a surprising yet understandable move. Claire has long proven herself to be capable and shrewd. Even if she had previously been seen as someone beneath Nikki in the pecking order, Claire's career trajectory made it clear that she was always destined for more. Her time at Newman Media, although filled with underhanded tactics and drama, had armed her with the skills necessary for top-tier management. The complexity of Claire's promotion lies not only in her abilities but also in the tension it creates within the Newman family. Claire's rise to power at Chancellor Industries is in direct contrast to Nikki's fragile position at the company. While Nikki has been running Newman Media and holding various positions within the Newman family empire, her leadership at Chancellor has never been as firm or assured. Claire's promotion is a direct challenge to Nikki, and their relationship is becoming more strained as a result. Nikki Newman. A matriarch in crisis. Nikki's time at Chancellor Industries has been rocky, to say the least. Fans of YNR have often questioned her qualifications to lead such a prominent company, especially considering her lack of experience compared to the real business minds at Newman Enterprises. Nikki has always been portrayed as a figurehead of sorts, more accustomed to the glamorous side of life than the gritty boardroom politics that define corporate powerhouses like Chancellor. Her promotion to the leadership position at Chancellor Industries seemed more a matter of necessity than merit. When the company's previous leaders faltered, Nikki stepped in, but her heart was never fully in it. She lacks the sharp instincts that someone like Claire possesses and has often relied on subordinates to handle the day-to-day responsibilities. While Nikki has certainly proved herself capable in some respects, it's becoming clear that her time as the leader of Chancellor is coming to an end, at least for now. What makes Nikki's current position even more precarious is her personal entanglements. Her strained relationship with her daughter Victoria and son Nicholas, her ongoing battles with her ex-husband Victor, and now the complications surrounding her granddaughter Claire's ascent are all combining to put Nikki in an increasingly difficult position. The corporate world has little patience for weakness, and Nikki's vulnerability is becoming more apparent. The battle of influence, Nikki versus Claire. As Claire takes the reins at Chancellor, the tension between her and Nikki is palpable. While Claire is proving herself more than capable of running the company with an iron fist, Nikki struggles to keep up. Claire's cutthroat approach to business is a stark contrast to Nikki's more emotional and, at times, reactive style. Claire understands the game on a deeper level than Nikki, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to secure her position. In contrast, Nikki often finds herself trying to juggle family dynamics while also managing the company. It's a balancing act she's failing to maintain. But the personal stakes for Nikki are even higher than the professional ones. Claire's success at Chancellor is directly tied to her relationship with Kyle Abbott, and this only adds fuel to the fire. Nikki, who has always been protective of her family, finds herself at odds with Claire not only in the boardroom but in the family circle as well. As Claire's romantic involvement with Kyle deepens, Nikki is faced with a dilemma. How does she manage a company while navigating the emotional complexities of family ties, especially when the ties in question involve her granddaughter's controversial relationship? The tension reaches a boiling point as Nikki finds herself being forced to choose between her loyalty to the Abbott family and her role as Chancellor. Victor's pressure on her to make the right decisions only adds to the weight on her shoulders. But Nikki's resistance to Claire's professional ascension is becoming a burden on her ability to lead, and the cracks in her leadership are becoming more visible to those around her. Nikki's shortcomings, a new era of leadership. For all her experience in the world of business and family politics, Nikki Newman has struggled to adapt to the rapidly changing dynamics at Chancellor Industries. Her leadership style has been described as outdated and ineffective, especially when compared to the more aggressive tactics employed by Claire. While Nikki has the advantage of being a seasoned player in the game of family business, her understanding of the corporate world is limited. She's never been a true businesswoman at heart, and that limitation is showing now more than ever. In contrast, Claire Newman has demonstrated a rare blend of ambition, intelligence, and business acumen that has quickly propelled her to the top. She may lack the family legacy that Nikki carries, but Claire's approach is undeniably effective. She's willing to do what it takes to win, including pushing Nikki aside if necessary. While Nikki's emotional entanglements with her family may make her a sympathetic figure, they are also what have held her back from achieving true success at Chancellor. The question now becomes, how long can Nikki hold on to her position before Claire becomes too much of a force to be reckoned with? The answer seems clear to many: Claire will eventually take full control of Chancellor, and Nikki will have to step down or find another place within the company. The future of Chancellor. Claire's new era. As Claire Newman continues to rise, the future of Chancellor Industries seems poised for significant change. With her leadership, the company is set to become more ruthless and efficient, but at what cost? Claire's approach may prove to be the necessary evolution for Chancellor, but it could also alienate the company from its roots and the people who built it. Nikki may be on the way out, but her legacy will remain a defining part of Chancellor's identity. As the company navigates this new era of leadership under Claire, it will be fascinating to see how the dynamics between the Newman family and the Abbotts evolve. Will Claire be able to lead Chancellor to greater success, or will her ambition alienate her from the very people she seeks to dominate? One thing is for certain: the battle for control of Chancellor Industries is far from over, and the outcome will reshape the future of Genoa City. The rise of Claire Newman and the fall of Nikki Newman at Chancellor Industries is a fascinating evolution in the young and the restless. As Claire's sharp instincts and ambition clash with Nikki's emotional vulnerabilities, the future of Chancellor remains uncertain. Will Claire's leadership push the company to new heights, or will Nikki's legacy be enough to hold the company together? Only time will tell, but the stakes are higher than ever in the battle for control of one of Genoa City's most powerful empires. In the intricate and volatile world of the young and the restless, the Newman family has always been at the center of the most intense corporate and personal conflicts. With a legacy that stretches back decades, the Newman clan is built on power, ambition, and secrets, elements that have shaped their destinies time and again. However, the latest developments surrounding Claire Newman have shaken the family dynamic to its core. With the young and ambitious Claire making bold moves to assert her power, the stage is set for a fierce battle within the family as she faces off against Victor Newman, the patriarch of the Newman Empire, and Nikki, the matriarch who has long stood by his side. Claire Newman's bold moves. Claire Newman, once a subordinate at Newman Media, is now in a position where she can no longer be ignored. Though her rise to power has been swift, it hasn't come without its challenges. The once naive assistant has transformed into a formidable force within the Newman family, and her ambitions are as high as ever. However, her recent decisions have raised eyebrows, particularly her relationship with Kyle Abbott and the controversial decision to move in with him at the Abbott estate. To say that Claire's actions are a source of tension would be an understatement. Her plan to move into the Abbott estate, particularly after her tumultuous past with the Abbott family, has caused a ripple effect that threatens to upend the carefully constructed balance of power within Genoa City. Claire's relationship with Kyle Abbott has long been a point of contention, and her decision to live with him at the estate, especially after all that transpired between her and the Abbott family, has left many questioning her motives. The Abbott family, particularly Jack Abbott, has made it clear that they are not comfortable with the idea of Claire moving into their home, and they are adamant that they do not support her plan. Victor Newman's control and Nikki's struggles. Victor Newman, as always, remains the central figure in this family drama. A man known for his ruthless tactics and ability to control those around him, Victor has spent decades building an empire that is now teetering on the edge. However, his recent actions have made many fans question his hold over the Newman family, particularly his relationship with his wife, Nikki Newman. Victor's response to Claire's actions has been less than supportive. As Claire pushes forward with her plan to live with Kyle Abbott, Victor is having none of it. He has made it clear that he will not allow Claire to disrupt the delicate balance he has maintained within the family and the business. For Victor, this situation represents yet another instance of someone, namely, Claire, challenging his authority and his vision for the future. To Victor, the idea of his granddaughter living with Kyle Abbott is not only unacceptable but an insult to the Newman legacy. This conflict between Victor and Claire is complicated by Nikki's role in the family. For years, Nikki has been the anchor of the Newman family, the one person who has managed to maintain some semblance of peace in the midst of Victor's chaos. However, as Claire continues to push the envelope, Nikki finds herself torn between supporting her granddaughter and appeasing her husband. This internal struggle is becoming more and more evident, as Nikki's loyalty to Victor often puts her at odds with Claire. Is Nikki losing control? The question on everyone's mind is whether Nikki Newman is losing control, not just of her marriage but also of her own family. For years, Nikki has played the role of the supportive wife, standing by Victor's side as he maneuvered through the cutthroat world of business. But in recent months, her decisions have been increasingly influenced by Victor's manipulations, leaving many wondering if she's truly capable of making independent decisions anymore. As Nikki is forced to deal with Claire's increasingly reckless behavior, the cracks in her leadership are starting to show. Claire has proven herself to be an ambitious and determined individual, but her confrontational approach is pushing Nikki to the edge. The tension between grandmother and granddaughter has reached a boiling point, and Nikki must decide whether to stand her ground or give in to Victor's demands. For Nikki, this internal battle is not just about Claire's actions, it's also about her own identity within the Newman family. Once seen as the emotional pillar of the family, Nikki now finds herself overshadowed by Victor's power plays and Claire's ambitious moves. It's clear that Nikki's position is becoming more precarious by the day, and the question remains whether she will be able to assert her influence or whether she will be sidelined by the people around her. Claire's plan, a fight for power with her relationship with Kyle Abbott and her desire to make a name for herself, Claire Newman is now at the center of a battle for control, both within her family and at Chancellor Industries. Her plan is ambitious and fraught with risks, but for Claire, there's no turning back. She knows that in order to secure her future, she must take the reins at Chancellor and prove that she's more than just a product of the Newman legacy. One of Claire's most audacious moves is her attempt to challenge Nikki for control of Chancellor Industries. While Nikki has long been a fixture in the company, her leadership has been called into question as her personal life has become more entangled with Victor's agenda. Claire, on the other hand, is determined to make her mark by taking control of the company and proving that she's capable of leading it into a new era. But to do so, Claire will have to navigate the minefield of family politics. She must confront Victor's dominance, challenge Nikki's authority, and deal with the Abbott family's resistance to her plans. It's a dangerous game that Claire is playing, but it's one that she knows she must win if she is to claim her place at the top. The endgame, will Claire take control? As the drama unfolds, the question remains whether Claire will be able to outmaneuver the formidable forces that stand in her way. With Victor's iron grip on the Newman empire and Nikki's struggle to maintain her influence, Claire must make a bold move if she is to achieve her ultimate goal. Will she succeed in taking control of Chancellor Industries? Can she break free from the shadow of her family's legacy and carve out her own path? Or will she ultimately be outmaneuvered by the people who have spent years building their own empires? One thing is certain, the battle for power within the Newman family is far from over. As Claire continues to push forward with her plans, the stakes have never been higher. And with the future of Chancellor Industries hanging in the balance, the next few months promise to be filled with dramatic twists and turns that will leave fans on the edge of their seats. The tension between Claire Newman, Victor Newman, and Nikki Newman is quickly escalating into one of the most captivating storylines in The Young and the Restless. As Claire pushes forward with her bold plan to take control of Chancellor Industries and secure her future with Kyle Abbott, the stakes are higher than ever. Will she succeed in her quest for power, or will she be defeated by the very family members she's trying to outsmart? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, Claire Newman's battle for control is only just beginning, and the fallout from her actions will change the dynamics of Genoa City forever.